The Mount Herman Trailhead Road is located only about a mile and a half west of Monument, Colorado. To get there, if you're coming from the north, from the Denver side, you're going to go south on I-25 and exit 161 for Colorado 105 towards Monument Palmer Lake. Coming from Colorado Springs, going I-25 north, you'll get off on the exit and you'll turn left on 2nd Street. You'll drive through the old historic part of Monument. When you get to the end of the street, you're going to go and turn left. So it will dead end there, so it's pretty easy to figure out where you're going. Just turn left, go 0.7 miles, and make a right onto Mount Herman Road. You'll know you're in the right spot when you see this old abandoned building over on the left. As you go further up, you'll see a spot where you can see Monument Rock over on the left-hand side. Before you get there, there's a trail going down that you can drive down to and get a lot closer. As you head up the hill, you have a nice, mostly solid dirt road, pretty easy to traverse. Many passenger cars were on there today, so it's not too bad. You just got to take it slow. Anything that has some good rubber tires like a Jeep is just going to blaze right through this, no problem. There's no obstacles to speak of. As you get further up the hill, there are trails that go off in either direction along the way. Those are going to be a little more challenging. There's going to be some you can do some crawling around on with your Jeeps and things. But the main road is pretty solid. There's nothing to be too concerned about. If you come up on a big rut, just take it slow and you'll get right through it. Now, during the summer, it can be pretty dusty there, so keep that in mind. You will probably fill your car up with a lot of dust and sand if you don't keep the windows up, but usually the temperature is going to be in the high 70s to mid 80s during the hottest days of the summer. So even though it's nicer than it may be down in town, it's still going to be a warm drive. It's not going to be nice and cool like driving way up into the mountains. The highest spot of the drive is only just shy of 10,000 feet. So it does get up there. And, if you're pretty much used to the city and you try and do some hiking, you might find yourself a little winded because it is twice as high as downtown Denver. But don't let that discourage you. There's some beautiful sights up here, awesome views. When you're facing kind of due east, you can still see the town of Monument and sometimes Colorado Springs type area over in that direction. On the west side, you just don't see much. It's just a gorgeous view. It's pretty much as far as you can see. So just take your time, enjoy the drive, and have some fun. Keep in mind that there are motorcycles, there's vehicles coming in the other direction. Very often there's cyclists coming down the hill that are going very quickly. So be mindful, stay to your side of the road whenever you can't see the entire road. Take your turns nice and slow so as not to put anybody in danger. Other than that, it can be just a very nice drive. Now, this is closed during the winter months because of the altitude being close to 10,000 feet. It will get a good amount of snow. So pretty much May, June through October, it's wide open and very easy to get up to. Take a picnic lunch, plenty of places to stop. If you want to do camping, there are plenty of primitive campsites that you can pull off into, set up camp for the night. As you work your way down the backside, you'll see some really nice rock structures, and you'll know you're kind of at the summit when it's really barren. There's just a lot of rock features, and then you start descending, and you come down the backside. As you finish the drive on Mount Herman, you'll come to a Y in the road, and you can either go off more west and keep going, or you can stay to the right, which will end up putting you into the backside of Rampart Range. If you have plenty of time and you want to go for a nice big hike, you'll see a sign for Devil's Head, and you can head over there and take a nice hike up Devil's Head. Or if you're running out of time and you want to get back, because it's still going to take you another probably a good hour or so to kind of get back into civilization from this point, you can just continue. That'll put you onto Rampart Road and take you all through Rampart Range. Then when you get to the end of that, there's signs that you can either go left and kind of keep going more inland, or you make a right and you start heading back towards Sedalia. And then once you come out on Sedalia, you'll be at Santa Fe Drive, and you can either go right to go towards Castle Rock and Colorado Springs, or you can go left and head up to I-470 and grab the freeway to anywhere you want to go. So this whole circuit will take several hours. Your speeds are going to be anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour. If you're in a passenger vehicle, it's going to run a lot slower because you're going to have to go slower over some of the ruts and where the water has kind of put little drainage things in the road. Those are going to be pretty rough for a passenger car. So if you're kind of hanging in that 15 mile an hour range, expect that you will spend a good 4 hours starting in Monument and getting your way all the way around back to Sedalia. My recommendation, if you have plenty of time and you have a much more capable off-road vehicle, is to get there nice and early in the morning. Try and get to a Monument by 8 o'clock or so. Then you can get up and really have time to explore some of the side roads that you really need a high clearance 4x4 to go through. I can't do it. Today I took my BMW X3. It's a fun car to drive. It's good gas mileage. Doesn't have much in the way of ground clearance, so I have to stick to the main road. But in a Jeep, there's probably a few dozen paths that you can go and go up into the mountains or down into the valleys and really do some four-wheeling off these little side roads. So if you want to take a lot of time and really spend the day there, you can do that. Or like I said, there's tons of primitive campsites, so you can just go, pitch a tent, stay for the night. Most of the area, you can't have open fires just because it is a very dry area and fires would be a pretty serious problem. But a camp stove, things like that are going to be fine. So find a campsite if you want. Stay the night, stay the weekend. A lot of people camp there all weekend long. You may be surprised to find that there's RVs and travel trailers that have managed to get themselves way up in there and have found nice little campsites. So there's something for everybody. So enjoy it. Mount Herman, Colorado, just outside of Monument.